Alright guys, I decided to finally do a game room video, so I'm starting from my living room here. Of course I got my Phoenix cab, which is still a work in progress, but it is coming along nice. And then here in the living room I have my PS4 and my PS3, couple laptops, what else is out here? The Ouya is out there, my record player, stuff like that. Got my Snake over here and my collection of hats, most of which are gaming related, of course. And I got some toys up here and stuff, just kind of chilling up there. Need to organize them one day. Atari that I had printed out. And those are my 420 Chiba Hut Frisbees. You get one every year with the 420 meal. There's my autographed picture to me and my girlfriend from Jambi. I met him. He's a really nice guy. And there's me with Sean Astin. I met him once and got this picture with him. Had it printed up, and then I had it signed by him the next time I met up with him at Denver Comic Con one year. And then there's his toy, some Garbage Pail Kids, Attack Cat. Just some random stuff up on the walls, you know. Nothing too great. But anyhow, let's get to the main attraction here. We'll just kind of jump on in, and hopefully you can hear me over all this. But so we'll start with the games, or most of them anyhow. Up there you got the supercharger with most of the games and a cassette player. Quest for the Rings. My friend Corey, or no, it wasn't Corey that sent that out. It was actually man, I can't remember your name right now, dude. James. Yeah, James gave me that. So that's pretty cool. Here's my near complete Intellivision collection. I'm only missing 4 games. Melody Blaster, Learning Fun 1 and 2, and Congo Bongo. And then of course there's the most valuable games right there. Spiker being the most valuable of them all. I think it's worth more than that now, actually, and it's definitely worth more than that with the box and manual. More on television, and then there's the rest of them down there. I organize all my games by publisher, so just a few Game Boy games. I have more than that, but I have them in a different area. There's my Atari 8-bit games. Got some Commodore games there, and as a matter of fact I got some lower down on the shelf that I gotta put with the rest of them there. And then here starts my Atari 2600 VCS collection. Once again, all sorted in publisher. I have a lot of complete subsets. Some subsets are not complete. That Sega one is, and so is that CBS. And then here's the actual Atari games. This one is, honestly, I think the Atari 2600 is my ultimate favorite console to collect for, just because there's so many fucking games, and so many of them are awesome. And just overall, it's just a lot of fun to collect for. I'm to the point now that it's kind of hard to find games that I still need, but the ones that I do need are very expensive. There's Quad Run and Pango. Those are some expensive games. There's Waterworld, definitely a rare one. Only paid that for it. It's worth more than that now. That. Lots more Atari. That's almost a complete Activision subset. I'm just missing Double Dragon. There's just some random games that I threw on there for now. And my 7800 collection, which I really need to beef up. And here's my Commodore, Sorry. Yeah, you know what I meant. ColecoVision. There's Games31's game over there on the left, next to Telly Bunny. Lots of them. Some more random games, and then those are Commodore VIC-20 games. More ColecoVision. You got those Commodore 64 games that need to go with the rest of them. And there's a bunch of Odyssey 2 games. And then that's the start of my TI-99 collection. And it goes all the way down over there. And then down here I got my 5200 games. Got quite a few of them. Don't need too many more to have all of them. I think there's only like 54 or something. Got a few Jaguar games. Got a Radio Shack computer game. And you got the, what is that? The APT, APF, whatever the hell it's called. Got a few games for that, even though I still don't have one. And then now we'll get to the consoles that aren't hooked up. There's the Commodore SX64. That thing is sexy. It has a screen built into it. And then I got the speech module and a printer there. And then there's my Commodore 128. There's a disk drive underneath of it, and all the cords and all that are there. There's my Commodore 16. There's my spare Commodore 64. Some Commodore controllers and accessories. The tape drives for all my Commodores. Now I got a little bit of a Sega shelf here. There's the Master System and the Power Base converter and Dreamcast keyboard and the mouse and that Genesis arcade stick, the Genesis 3, Sega Saturn racing controller. Now we get to the Intellivision here, and sorry, was that out of focus? It did look kind of blurry. Either way, there you go. So here's like my Intellivision 2 shelves. I have that pin that came with this, which was autographed by Keith Robinson. Rest in peace, dude. Miss you, man. And yeah, 12 out of 200, so that's pretty low number. Pretty happy about that. Intellivision lives, PS2. You got the Target exclusive Intellivision water glass. Got this, which came from Las Vegas one year, the Gaming Expo or whatever it's called. Yeah, a friend of mine picked this up for me and sent it out to me, and I still appreciate it, man. And of course you've got the Intellivision 2 itself, along with the ECS hooked up to it and its keyboard, and that's the system changer, so you can play Intellivision 2 games, or so you can play 2600 games on your Intellivision 2. And then I got this play and plug, which is 2 controllers, kind of an interesting one. All the games are reworked and they fucking suck, but you know, it's Intellivision swag, so I have to have it. And then also that play and plug and a couple extra Intellivision controllers back there. Up here I have the Intellivision System 3, which is a little beat up, like this is kind of warped or whatever, but plays good regardless of this controller. That just happened, but easy fix. And then here's my Intellivision Super Pro system, which is very similar to that one. But this one was officially the last one put out, as far as I recall. And it's just in minty condition. It's super cherry. And so I like to not use it very much because I love how mint condition it is. Up here I have the Sears Telegames Super Video Arcade. And that thing is like the Cadillac of Intellivisions, man. With the wood grain on the side and everything. Beautiful console. Picked it up really cheap. Really happy with it. Right there I just put a DeLorean for now. But I do have another heavy-hitting Intellivision on its way. It's in the mail right now. Should be here really soon. Sorry, cats are playing in the other room and it kind of caught me by surprise. Up there I got some system boxes and other stuff, mostly system and you know, game related boxes. Over here I have my Heavy Sixer and its matching paddle controllers and accessories, and there's a Light Sixer, and there's a Vader with the Atari Touchman, some more paddle controllers and whatnot behind it, and there's the 4-switch, and over here's the Sears Video Arcade, or whatever they're calling it, and that's the 6-switch version. Back there you got the kids controller and the track and field controller. You got a boxed Wiko controller there, and I got a couple more Wikos back there with the attachments, the different sticks that you can use. And there's a Star Raiders controller. You got the 2600 Junior Long Rainbow Edition, and there's a 7800 controller just kind of sitting up there. Now there's probably my rarest Atari. That's the Columbia Home Arcade. It was put out by Columbia House of all places, and they only offered it for a short amount of time. It's hard to come by, especially with the matching controllers and power adapter, which I do have. So there's the wireless Atari controllers, which I'm not a big fan of, but I have them. And back there is the was the Module 1, expansion Module 1 for the ColecoVision, which plays Atari games. And then you have the Gemini, which was actually given to me by my friend Corey when he came to visit here in Colorado, and I still appreciate it a lot. It's in really great condition, and he actually got that out of a trash can somewhere and fixed it up and gave it to me. And then back there, it's you know, some more paddle controllers, and its controllers are hidden back there. And there's a Jaguar controller. There's the Atari games that were offered by Taco Bell for a while there. My sister works at Taco Bell, and so she scored those for me. There's my 400, which unfortunately has seen better days. I need to fix up that case, or I did see some replacement cases I thought about, but I don't know. I'd rather just glue it together, you know. You got the little keyboard thing there, and there's my 800 XL, which I absolutely love that machine. It's in really nice condition, not missing any keys. It's not yellowed or anything. It's just minty, and I have a bunch of accessories for it. Like, I got some disk drives down here. One of them's brand new, the one on the bottom, obviously. Got some random controllers, power packs. There's my 1200 XL, which is unfortunately missing some keys and has a couple loose keys or whatever. It's not in the best condition, but it does work. And there's my 600 XL. Picked that up recently. It's a good little computer, works well. I got a bunch of Atari play-in plugs down here, like all kinds. A few of the flashbacks, which I don't ever use. Now that's an interesting one. Who can name that console? Right? Yeah, but that's a good one there. And I got a stack of games for my Fairchild Channel F, of course. And that one I don't plug in all that often, just because the RF kind of sucks. I gotta fix it up. Alright, so let's get to the consoles. And man, I wish I would have brought my water in here, because wow, it's a little dehydrating in here. So I have the Grundig monitor here, and that's actually running this Genesis via SCART. It's a German TV, and it's beautiful. I mean, you're never gonna tell through this, but man, the detail is just astonishing. Like, it's one of those monitors that you look at and you just could not look away. It's just beautiful. Got a PS2 just chilling up there with free McBoot. Now there's my Dreamcast running running Crazy Taxi. And I would have turned the audio on for this because I have this stereo here that it's hooked up to, but I also have my Genesis hooked up to it. So right now it's running the Genesis, but I didn't want to get a copyright thingamajig or whatever, you know, because I didn't want Offspring or Bad Religion to start playing and have YouTube freak out at me. But yeah, this is another one of those monitors that I can just stare at, man, and just marvel in its excellency. You know, like, I mean, it just looks really good. Really, really good. And so these two monitors next to each other has proven to be awesome. And if you look at the consoles down here, like, I have all my Genesis games set up in these guys, and I got a lot of rare Genesis games. I do have a lot of boxes, but they're kind of stored away for now because I just, you know, limitation of space. But yeah, and I got my Game Gear here, and you got some Sega Master System games. I even have some Nintendo Famicom that my friend Darren sent me out, who used to be known as Retro Pussy Lips, or Retropocalypse, whatever his name was. He owns a game store now. It's awesome. It's called Warp Zone. Check it out. But yeah, here's my TG16. Down there's my Xbox, which isn't hooked up right now. And the bottom shelf is kind of like my shame row. I don't really use them all that much. And I know some people are going to be like, no way, dude, you don't like play your Nintendo? Damn. You know, but Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, GameCube with the Game Boy player and the Wavebird attached, N64, Atari 5200, which is actually hooked up. Got my Jaguar back there, which is hooked up. Got my 7800 there, which is hooked up, unfortunately, to an LCD right now. But it does look really good. It's composite mod. Got my Model 2 Sega Genesis with the 32X and the CD. And of course there's my black Dreamcast looking all beautiful because it's just amazing. I love that console. I love that I finally have a black one. And of course you got the Intellivision here. And it has an IntelliVoice hooked up to it. And the LTO flash, which, yeah, that thing rocks. So I AV modded this as well. It's going through a Trinitron. And the Trinitron, I actually really love that TV. A dude bought it, brand new, took really good care of it. And, like, I had to drive quite a ways to get that monitor. But it was free. And he included a second monitor, which I'm about to show. And then of course I got the automatic video switcher, and then I got another video switcher, and then I have another one that has a component, and so that's the bottom one is a Pelican component switcher, and I think it also has S-Video and stuff, but I use it for a component. Anyhow, so yeah. Oh, and down there's my my ColecoVision with Ghost Blaster in it, and my Super Pro controller, and my roller controller and all that stuff. Over here, there's that LCD monitor again. It's running Tapper right now. Does look pretty clean though, right? I think it does. Anyhow, so got a couple lights there that I use when I'm like working on electronics, or if I'm selling something. I can take nice pictures of it. I do need to hook those up, obviously, right? There's my video game footage capturing setup. Got the Hauppauge there, which my friend Miles got me forever ago. Thank you, dude. I still appreciate it. Still works great. And got a DVD player there, which a DVD recorder, which is really good for like if you want to hook up different signals and have them easily accessible and stuff. And it also works with your video signal a little bit, so it really helps out. And there's a VCR. Sometimes I capture footage for people and transfer it to digital files for them. Back there I just got all the remotes and some other stuff. Got Pac-Man up here, another light, Atari of course. I got some decorations. That came with my Phoenix cabinet. I just figured, fuck it, I'll hang it up, right? And, you know, I got a lot of random shit on the walls. I don't really like posters. I like things that are better than posters that can be used as posters, you know what I mean, or decor or whatever. And so yeah, I got the complete Atari Hot Wheels set, the complete Super Mario Hot Wheels set, and the complete Sega Sega Hot Wheels set, and just some other, you know, Atari stuff. And there's the Kong Off 3 thing that I stole off the wall there. And my friend John actually saw me do it before he even actually knew me, and he kind of pointed at me and went, "Nah," and I'm like, and I was like, oh shit, should I put it back? But then I was like, I think I can run faster than this guy, so it's okay. But nah, he didn't come after me or nothing like that. And I still got the I got the WrestleMania there. That's pretty funny. And that stupid power-up light switch thing, I still got that. It still works. It's still kind of fun. But if we go back over here, I also have a laptop there, which I turned off because not much of a reason to have it on. And so yeah, so here's this little Trinitron. That one actually came with this one from the same guy, and I thought that was pretty cool. Had to drive like an hour and a half to get to those. And then that same night, I picked up that one and that white Trinitron from somebody else that was even further out in the Denver area. And so that was, I think, round trip. I think I invested like maybe like 3.5 hours or so into driving everywhere and back, you know. But like, I mean, yeah, worth it for free. Heck yeah. There's my VIC-20. It's currently playing Sheamus right there. And then here's Pickaxe Pete from the Odyssey 2. And there's the Vectrex, which I just got, and I'm really super duper stoked about it. I've been needing a good working one for some time now, and I got the Pac-Man Ghost on top of it for now. Got 2 controllers for it, which is nice. I got a multi-cart coming in the mail with some reproduction overlays, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Should be here tomorrow or the next day. I got this 3D printed Atari pen holder kind of thing from a guy off of Atari Age. I don't remember your name, dude, but I still appreciate it. It's cool. I painted it myself. It was just brown when I got it, and so I painted it with some paint markers. Looks good. There's the NES Advantage lamp that I made. It was completely fucked. Like, everything about that thing was fucked, and that's why it got made into a lamp. The buttons need to be pushed back in there, or just taped in, because there's no board or anything in there. The board was in like 4 pieces. So there's Rob. He still works. He looks cool. Now here's my Commodore 64 setup. Of course, I got the badass monitor. I love this monitor. And there's the Commodore 64 itself. It's currently running Goonies off of floppy disk. But yeah, and then there's my Atari ST, which I absolutely love this thing. It's a beast. And then it's running, what is it, Bad Cat? I think it's Bad Cat that it's running. If it ever tells us. It wants to. Boom, Bad Cat. That's awesome. And then of course you got the TI-99-4A, which I forget how to reset this thing, but either way, it's running Burger Time. There we go, and then there it goes. It's at the Burger Time, man. And I have this little stereo hooked up here, this little Realistic or Radio Shack or whatever, and most everything over here is hooked to it, but I do need to hook up the second speaker still. And got the second drive for my ST, got the Kubrick game there, and I just have that 3DS XL randomly sitting there. But yeah, I think that's about it. You know, I do have some stuff down here, just some random stuff, a lot. Check out this floppy drive storage. That thing's awesome, isn't it? Got a couple old 98 machines, Windows 98, which I use for making, or no, are they XP? Oh, I think one's 98 and one's XP, but I use them for making backup games, like for my ST and my Commodore and stuff. I got a RAID connector there that I haven't bothered using. And down there I got this IBM tower. That thing's a beast. I've been beefing that up. That's my video player. And of course I got my solder set up, and then I got a lot of cleaning and solder supplies and stuff like that in those in that 3-tier Tupperware thing. In here I got my vinyl records. There are a lot of them, and I do have some really, really good music there. And then if I open this up, got some shit I need to organize there, but for the most part I got all my boxes and manuals and lots of controllers, lots of video game related stuff in these. Like that top box there that is an actual box, that's full of video game consoles and parts that I need to work on, get back to my friend. Some of them are mine. I don't know what I'll do with them. Clean them up, I guess, fix them, sell them, trade them, whatever. But anyhow, that's it. That's the game room tour, and I am like fucking thirsty as hell, man. That's that was a lot to talk about, and I barely even scraped the surface, you know. There's so much I could talk about, you know, different memories that I have of obtaining all this stuff, and you know, what I paid for certain things, and there's certain things that people gave me, which doesn't happen very often or whatever, but when it does happen, it's usually super fucking cool. But you know, I'm not big time, so people don't just like give me stuff all the time or what. But yeah, there it is. There's the game room. I definitely am proud of it, and you know, I could have hung up more posters and shit like that, but I figured, you know, oh well, you know, I mean, the consoles are up and running, and everything looks fairly organized, and so that's good enough. I don't plan to stay here for like a super long time or whatever. I do want to eventually get a bigger place. My girlfriend and I have been talking about that for a while, and if we have to, you know, move somewhere cheaper possibly to save money so we can get a bigger place after a year or two, then we might have to take that route, you know. But yeah, check this out with the lights off. This is pretty cool. And for the record, I don't usually have all these going at the same time. I just, you know, I wanted to show off for the video or whatever. But there's a pretty good shot right here if I get back here. Look at that. That's crazy, right? It's like a little arcade. And it'll never focus to those screens from this distance, but that laptop over there, its power adapter when it's plugged in does not get along with the RF signal of the Odyssey 2 at all. Makes the screen pretty fucking snowy. It's hard to say which one is my favorite, or, you know, whatever, because they're all my favorite. Yeah, and then this one. This part is pretty unentertaining when it's all dark like this, but yep, there you go. Alright everyone, I think that's it. And I'm probably just gonna go back out here and play some arcade games. Hey kitty, that's Goose. Hi Goose. But yeah, let's play some Berserk. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.